Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Malachi Cowtipper, going to bring you a game of StarCraft 2, and today I am not playing in this game. This game comes from a friend of mine. His name is Normalisk, and he is spawning as the blue Zerg in the right-hand corner of Scrap Station, versus his opponent, Ren, the red Zerg, in the left-hand corner of Scrap Station. So he just emailed me this replay today, and told me it was pretty much the greatest comeback ever. So we're going to see just how much this is. I have not previewed this replay, and I have never played this game, obviously, as I'm not in it, so this will be quite interesting as far as this goes. Now, Scrap Station is a map that I actually have unselected for my Zerg, and for me, I really don't know what it is about this map. A lot of people say that they really like the short fly distance that this offers over here, or the long initial rush distance, but I'm really not a fan of these corridors that you are forced to fight on. They're, like, I'll fight here, that's a nice open space, but otherwise it just seems like it's a lot of corridor fighting, very reminiscent to me of, what is that map, Shakuras? I have no idea, but very reminiscent to me of maps where there's just no room for me to maneuver, and I find that it's just too easy to get hit by tanks, or other places where you just do not know quite where you're up against. So they're both Overlord scouting, sending out their Overlords against the other, which is a good strategy, and gonna kind of see what builds both of these players are going to open up with here. It's a little weird to cast a game that, you have no idea what's going to happen with right here. Just taking a look at this right now, they're both at 14 out of 14, so at this point they're either thinking 15 pool or expand, just judging by their mineral count right now. Neither of them really seem to be having, yep, there we go, expansion down at almost an identical time. If we go to the build time right here, 10, 16, yeah, so Normalisk's expansion is down all of 4 or 5 seconds faster than Ren is. All he needs is Stimpy, and then he'll be a very happy character. So there, the pool's going down both nearly identically. Again, just Normalisk a few seconds ahead, and Ren choosing to build a few drones, and at this point right now, they're both getting their extractors, so this is just both an insanely similar, 14 expand build that both players have decided to lay down right here. So this is going to be really interesting. Both players choosing to go for a more economic build in the early game, and we might not see any early aggression, from either players. Maybe a few scouting lings just to see, test the waters, kind of see what's going on, and just with those lings, it can take so long to get them across. There's 2 layers of rocks that you need to break through right here, and Zerglings just, wow, they do nothing against these rocks, period. They do 2 damage, and you can't even get a decent surround on these rocks, so you basically need roaches or hydras to break through those rocks at any given opportunity. So, checking this out, Ren is deciding to lay down a spine crawler at the front of his expansion. He might put 1 or 2 more of those in there. That's a rather interesting choice. I would expect to see him spread creep and then maybe lay down a few spines, or put some spines over here just as a quick warning. And then, if we take a look at the income tab right now, their Normalisk is pulling ahead by 2 workers, and that's because of the decision to drop down the spine crawler. Speed a little bit quicker for Ren, and then each producing some Zerglings, but more and more drones coming out of Normalisk. I like that play. This is an eco build, and getting 5 or 6 drones ahead will really start to show, especially once we have 2 queens producing on both of these. You'll find that one of the players is able to keep up with what he's doing and the other player is not, and we actually have Ren choosing not to get a second queen for this expansion right off the bat, so I'm a little interested as to what type of play he's going to be doing. We have 100 gas for Ren, and then we have 100 gas both for Normalisk. And just going back to the income tab right here, 17 to 21 production shows that we have more drones going down for each of them, and there goes a Bangling nest for Ren. So this is kind of what I was waiting for, just seeing what kind of tech they're going to decide to lay down. We can see an Evo Chamber going down over here for Normalisk. I'm not quite sure about the early Evo Chamber, but a lot of times what I'll actually do is I'll use Evo Chambers, like, especially against Terran if we're talking an expansion, to help wall off my ramp, put an Evo Chamber here and a few spines to help stop Hellions from getting in. Those things can be so freaking annoying. The army tab right now, Ren is just a little bit ahead, and we actually see 2 queens down here at Ren's expansion. I'm a little worried. No, not worried, but just a little puzzled, and that Overlord is going to become a meat sack into space. But little puzzled as to why we'd have 2 queens down there spreading creep, and that did manage to supply cap him, which is definitely a good thing. 27 to 20, that is a huge, huge increase in harvesters right there. And going back to the army tab, Ren is slowly starting to build up an army, so we're going to have to see Normalisk get something up and moving very soon. He's now teching straight to hatchery, and with the +1 weapon attack, I'm just a little confused as to that tech choice. If he's going for fast ultras, that's awesome, but if we take a look at this, there's so many speedlings on their way right now, and now that they have speed, it doesn't really matter versus, you know, all 6 of Normalisk's frickin' Zerglings that he has right there. This is going to be very interesting to see how he deals with this. Production tab says 14 more units worth of Zerglings coming out, and if that +1 attack was done, that would be brilliant. That would definitely give him a huge advantage, but that is nowhere near done. That still is over 100 seconds, and he's pumping out so many units worth of Zerglings, it is not even funny. That is ridiculous. There was a Spine Crawler, so I definitely like the fast response. It's a good thing he actually stopped, and I have no idea why Ren decided to stop right there. He could have pushed in, or he was just waiting to morph some Banglings. So, but that's just one of those things. You can never really know quite what to expect when it comes to StarCraft 2. Now, Normalisk has a decent number of Zerglings right there. What he needs to do is target these Banglings right now. And, oh my gosh, that is not good. That is not the position that he wants to be in. Speedlings everywhere. He's throwing down a Bangling nest in response. Oh, nasty. It's just nasty. And this expansion is definitely going to fall. There's almost nothing he can do about this. There's a Spire going down, and that Spire should really be cancelled. And there goes some more Speedlings right now, and oh wow, oh god, those Banglings just melting everything. Please tell me you're morphing some Banglings. You've got 2 on the way. You need those Banglings as of yesterday. This is just ridiculous. Oh, and are they going to get finished? Nope, they are deadlings. And 4 more Banglings going up here. So the expansion and the Queen are basically just going to buy him a little bit of time. And oh, please cancel your Spire. Please, please. I really want to see that canceled. Oh, and the Broodlings, they're going to pick up a few units worth of Zerglings. If we take a look at this, because of that... Oh, come on. Oh, god, no attack move. Oh, ridiculous. So, taking a look at that right now, the attack has been halted. There's a decent number of Banglings and Zerglings out on the field. We take a look at the army tab. Ren has not actually produced anything in terms of new units. Another Spine Crawler going up, but checking out the production tab, now there's more workers, a few Zerglings coming out, and Normalisk is now producing another Queen, and oh gosh, you need to get that up and running now, or you need to be pooping creep on your Spire, or it's going to die. It's not cool. And, yep, that's a good idea. I would definitely recommend sending out, you know, your Banglings after this just to do a little bit of scouting, maybe see if you can't return the favor right back to his Zerglings. Automaton 2000, mechanical unit. And, you know, Banglings without Zergling support, not the biggest deal in the world, but checking this out right now, even though Ren just had a very fantastic attack, he is not really ahead on the economy-wise goes. He has barely even saturated the space, and for a long time, Normalisk was collecting more minerals than him, so that attack, even though it hurt, it may not have hurt him too terribly bad. Oh, there we go, 32 to 24, my bad. And, oh god, Banglings everywhere. Just explosions. And checking out the army tab right now, Normalisk is actually the one who has the bigger army because he's got 5 or 6 mutas out, so getting that expansion, getting the gas, I guess is definitely a good thing, and we're really going to have to see if he can make these mutas work. Checking this out, there's nothing... Oh, there go the Hydras. So, now that there's Hydras out in the field, this is going to be Roach Hydra, for what's looking like a Mutaling combination. So, that is definitely not the position that you want to be in, especially if the Hydra count is really high. Like, if there's only a few Hydras, you can actually use your Langs to maneuver behind the Roaches, and they just rip face when it comes to these Hydralisks. See ya! And with the Roaches, they obviously can do absolutely nothing against the Mutas, so flying out here, gonna have to see what he can do with these guys, and probably just revealed his Mutalisks, and right here I would pick off the Queen for starters, limit his ability to produce, and start working on the drones. And there's actually only 3 Hydras there. I would so pick those guys off. Yep, there we go. He's actually running them away, and you can just get off 3 pop shots. That is absolutely brilliant. You know, not losing any Mutalisks. All the Hydras are down, and now it's just going to be drone genocide. And yep, he's doing exactly what I'd be doing. I would be moving out with these Roaches right now. Just gonna try to make a brute force push, and Normalisk has got to pull back his mutas, and he's got to start wailing on these guys right now. Taking down the Spines, the Queens, the Workers is all nice, but you do not have enough here. These mutas do not have the DPS to stop 20 Roaches, and they very well could just steamroll your base a lot faster than these mutas will actually be able to do that. So Spore Crawler is going up here at the main. Now it's time to get your mutas out of there. You know, there's no reason just to throw those guys away. They're too hard work for, and that's just about perfect because right now is when you're going to need, you know, those mutas back at your base. And now that all these mutas are here, you know, they're definitely going to be able to work over some tech structures, but I really don't know how effective this is going to be right now, considering that Normalisk now again has a big increase in the economy, but right here just going to be working over a lot of the drones, but there's a healthy, no more than healthy number of mutas.